Now we're going to bring out Newton's. This is all Newton's pendulum. And I got questions for my assistants here today.
The thingy. It's the swingy thingy.
It's a swingy thingy. That's what they call it. Then they also call it Newton's pendulum. Now, I want you guys, because you know this now, if I were to take one of these swinging steel balls and hold it up like this, now I used a force, right? I brought it up here, force. If I let go, it's going to come down with what?
Also force.
It comes back down, and it's the force of gravity is pulling it, and it comes down here. Now I'm going to ask you a question. If I pull this one up here, this ball here is stationary. This one up here, I'm going to let it go. When this one hits this one, what's going to happen?
The force would transfer to the other one.
Okay, so you're saying if I let go of this one and it hits this one's going to do what?
It's going to go back up.
All right, let's see if they're right.
It worked.
They're right. This hit a thing that was...
Like trading places.
They're trading places. That's pretty good. I think you're right. So this one's stationary, right? No force is act on. The only way to make it go is to do what to it?
Apply force.
Apply a force. This is going to apply the force. So when we apply a force, we know something moves, right? Let's do it again. Oh, but what happened to that one?
It stopped.
That one was moving, and the only way to make it stop moving was to
Apply force.
Apply force. What applied the force to that?
The stationary swinging. But wait.
The stationary one.
Wait, I thought that the stationary doesn't have any force in it. So how did it stop?
Because it does apply a force to it. Because there's only one way to stop. We know this, right? If we don't apply a force, it'll just keep swinging. But if a moving thing has a force applied, it'll stop it. So this had to be the thing, right? That gave it the force.
Yeah.
The stopping force came from this.
Wait.
Back and forth.
So stationary things have a force too. It has a force if, like, you push your hand against the counter is going to want to stay still, so it makes your hand stay still.
That's right, but my hand's still kind of crushed. So assistance 2 is right. If we let this go, this one applies a force to this, but this one had the second one that was stationary had to stop the one that was swinging, so it had to apply a force. This one that was stationary had to apply a force to the swinging one to stop it, and it did. So for every force, there's a reaction force. Do you understand that? This brings a force into this one. This reacts by giving a force what?
Just gets whacked.
It gives a force back to this one to stop it. We know that this one has to have a force applied to it because it stops, right? Has to have a force. This one is stationary, has to have a force. Okay, the force to move the stationary one came from what?
The moving one.
The moving ball. And then when it came down and hit here, and this one I want to here, what stopped this one? The force from?
The stationary.
From the stationary ball. Excellent, excellent. You guys did a great job. You totally understand that. It's a perfect job.
This thing, it's kind of like a clock. It tick-tocks back and forth.
Kind of like a clock.
What happens if you drop them both at the same time?
Okay.
Is that none?
Both at the same time from different directions. Here we go.
Ooh.
They're both applying forces to stop and then start the other one. Let me ask you, try to guess on this one. This is kind of just fun. If we have 3 of them and I bring up 2 this way, what's going to happen?
The middle one is going to keep going, but the one on the back is going to stay there. So it's going to look like the stationary one is moving from side to side every time it hits.
So when I let these go, when it hits, what's going to happen? This way.
one of those going to stay still and two of them are going to keep going.
Right, let's see if he's right. He's right. Excellent. You guys have got this. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. There's all kind of fun things you can do with this. You can do that, or you can do one. It's all action, reaction. Great. You guys did really well on that. Okay, we're going to go do some practical thing now. Now that you guys have totally learned about how forces work, we're going to look at some practical application. And they're going to be, because of assistant 1, the very first day asked, how do airplanes fly? And that's what we're going to go over. And I want your help, assistants 1 and assistant 2. I need your help to explain how airplanes fly.